Okay, so we are in the beautiful vineyard of Château Cantenac right now, today. You may be able to see Emilion right on the back there. We're in the appellation Emilion, and we've been welcomed by one of the owners here, AJ Oskam. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Cool. So we talk about a little bit about, maybe we'll start on the vineyards. How many hectares are there in Château Cantenac?
Yeah, so today here at Château Cantenac we have 19 hectares of vines that surround our family manor. And we've planted in about 80% Merlot, 15% Cabernet Franc, and then 5% Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, great. Yeah, cool. And what kind of soils are in the vines here?
So here at Cantenac we're on sand, gravel, and then very high quality blue clay, which helps to keep our vines nice and healthy and hydrated, because the clay helps the soil to hold water for the vines. But then also, if we get really hot and dry summers, what's great about the blue clay is that it breaks up into small pieces, allowing the roots to go further down to get water.
Oh, nice. Cool. And a little bit about the history. So you're not French, first and foremost.
Yeah, so Cantenac was built in 1870.
Wow.
So last year the family got to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the chateau. But the Roscambruno family actually purchased Cantenac back in 1937. So it was my husband's grandfather who purchased it back in 1937. And then today it's my mother-in-law who's the owner. She's been managing the property since 1997. And today it's also her 3 sons, the 4th generation.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And what role do you play here?
Yep, so I've been managing the tourism here now for the last 7 years.
Yep.
I grew up in California, studied winemaking at UC Davis, and then came here 16 years ago just to do an internship to learn how the French make wine. And the plan was to go back to California, but the school sent me here. I fell in love with the youngest son and stayed. And it's pretty funny because actually in Latin, Cantenac actually means enchanted place, magical place. Yeah. And all 3 of the sons ended up falling in love with interns here. Wow. So we're actually 2 Americans and 1 Canadian. There's something in the soil, the wine. Must be.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, cool. Oh, should we go check out the inside of the chateau? Yeah. Okay, so here we are in the aging room, or the barrel room. So how's 2016 aged in the barrels?
Yeah, so here at Cantenac for our classic wine, the 2016, we use 40% new oak barrels to age the wine, 30% 1-year-old oak, 30% 2-year-old oak, and we age our wines for about 14 to 16 months.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And it's a blend always to represent what's planted in our vineyard, so it's 80% Merlot, 15 Cab Franc, 5 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay, and for Cantenac, or any classic Cantenac vintage, how many barrels do you kind of need, and how many bottles you're making normally on average?
So it probably represents a little bit more than half of our production every year. From 1870 until the year 2000, we used to only make that 1 classic wine. So that's why it's always a blend to represent what's planted in the vineyard. And then in the year 2000, my mother-in-law, the owner, also decided she wanted to make her own wine. So another half of our production now is her style of wine, which she calls Selection Madame. And her wine is almost 100% Merlot. Cool. Yeah. So every year, half of our visitors will tell me they prefer Selection Madame, the other half prefer the classic. 2 different styles.
And the vintage Madame, sorry, what's the name?
The Cuvée Selection Madame.
Cuvée Selection Madame. Is that more like a table wine? Is it the wine you can drink?
No, so both of them are actually Emilion Grand Cru. It's unlike most wineries in Bordeaux, not a first wine, second wine that are different quality. We've used different grapes from our vineyard, different barrels to age the wines. So Selection Madame, very Merlot, definitely more on the red fruits, floral notes. But my mother-in-law is not a huge fan of super oaky wines. So we do use less new oak to age her wine, and we don't age as long as the classic one. So in the mouth, it's really elegant, really smooth, tannins, which makes it very versatile. You can pair it with a lot of different foods. And then our classic wine that has more Cabernet, some more new oak, it's more complex. And you'd have it more with like red meats, stewed dishes, cheeses, dark chocolate desserts. So different wines for different occasions, but 2 Grand Crus.
Yeah, excellent.
So 2016 was a really great year in Bordeaux, a very hot, very dry year. We made an excellent 2016 vintage here at Cantenac, even though it was a really hot and dry year because of our clay in the soil. Really great grapes to make an excellent wine. Really beautiful ruby color to our wine. On the nose, it's bursting with ripe and juicy fruits, lovely spices, lovely black licorice notes, tiny hint of dark chocolate, tiny hint of vanilla. And then in the mouth, really balanced, elegant, harmonious. So it pairs with a lot of different foods, with duck, with red meats, pork as well if it's nicely grilled or roasted, different cheeses of course, and then dark chocolate desserts. So yeah, really great for drinking now and also has a high aging potential.
Perfect. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure.